Joining me every Tuesday is National Senator Matt Canavan, the former Resources Minister. Matt, this country has never seemed so divided. You just have to ask our Jews, of course. Is it a time governments did emphasise instead the things that unite us, like one flag for all races?
Well, look, Andrew, I think that division has grown under this Prime Minister, and principally that's because he has shown a lot of weakness in response to some grave challenges that have emerged from around the world. Those challenges weren't of his doing, but it comes with a job to respond to issues like the rise of terrorism in the Middle East and the flow-on effects here. But put simply, this Prime Minister has always spoken with a forked tongue on these issues. He has seemingly always had one eye on the electoral implications of very simple things like visiting an affected Australian community, the Jewish community in this case, that have been terribly struck by this shocking bombing. And the Prime Minister just hasn't been able to give the kind of leadership that would unite this country. And I think that's the principal reason why that division is growing. Now, to the particular issue here, I think that Peter Dutton is exactly right. We are one nation. We have one flag, and we should unite as much as possible around that flag. Now, I say that with great respect for our Indigenous heritage, just as like many other aspects of our heritage. There will be a role and a place for the Indigenous flag, the Torres Strait Islander flag, to be used. But I actually think the overuse of Indigenous and Torres Strait Islander symbols, the overuse of welcome to countries, acknowledgement of countries, has cheapened our respect for that heritage. We would be much better to save those symbols of our history for the special occasions that uniquely and distinctly mark our Indigenous heritage. That would build, I think, more respect across the Australian people. It'd make it a special thing. And we would have other opportunities to respect our multicultural heritage, our British heritage, and of course we all then unite around one flag in this great nation of ours. We are so lucky to live in what I think is the greatest nation on earth.
And I don't get the implication that to say we're all one, we're all equal, we're all under one flag is to somehow disrespect someone else or treat them as inferior. No, it doesn't. It lifts us all up. Paul Fletcher now quitting, Simon Birmingham before him. Is this because the Liberal left realise the party has changed and their time is gone?
Look, I think that's probably reading too much into it. I say as someone, Andrew, I know everyone thinks the old trite, I want to spend more time with my family is code for something else, but I'll tell you as someone in the mix of politics, that sentiment's all. Every time a politician gets up and says that, for me, it's like, that does pull me. It pulls me in that direction. I mean, it is a huge sacrifice being away from your family. I'm not coming on your show for any kind of pity or poor me. I chose this. I'm a volunteer. My wife's the conscript. My kids are the conscripts. But look, I think there probably are other reasons that politicians make these decisions. I think we've got an excellent shot of being in government, and I'm sure Simon Birmingham and Paul Fletcher would have been very, very tempted to stay for that prospect. But look, I don't know their own personal circumstances, but I think in these situations, usually most people put their family first.